Hello my friends, welcome to Weapons Education. I like this concept. What I'm doing here is I'm telling you what I do, and that is carry a flashlight, a gun, and a knife at all times if possible. And I really do that. I do it. And what I recommend is that you do the same. So I'm going to show you my little type of system here and how I integrate the knife, the flashlight, and the gun, because you never know what type of situation you're in. Sometimes a knife might be more appropriate for self-defense than a gun. Sometimes a flashlight will be more appropriate than anything else, just to tone down a situation and blind somebody. So I'm just going to show you what's on the table, and then my wife is going to take the camera and she's going to videotape me close up with each product, and we'll talk about it. And then the coolest part is at the end, I'm going to go outside in the pitch black and show you the power of modern day flashlights. Alright, now what's on the table here is a pistol. It's a really cool pistol. That's a Sig Sauer SWAT 5.56. I love that thing. I shoot that thing and it's like, oh man, this thing is so cool to be American and to have the ability to own one of these firearms. It has a Phoenix TA-21. We'll talk more about that. And then right there, my little display of cold steel knives. I'll show you close up here in a moment on the table. We have 5 of them there. And those are some of my favorites that I like to carry. I have a lot of knives, but these are just, I threw these out because they're some of my favorites. And then over here are some of my favorite flashlights. I've got a couple of hundred to go over with you over the next months and years of flashlights. They've really evolved a lot. Wait till you see me go outside and shine these into the palm trees from 100 yards away and show you the power of these. They're like car head beams and then the strobe. So you really need to realize in a self-defense mode, especially for females, you can just throw a flashlight like this in your purse and heaven forbid a bad guy came at you. If you don't have a gun, you don't have a knife, you can blind them. I mean, just you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, whether you're carrying a big 1911 45 like that beautiful Sig Sauer, one of my favorite 1911s, or a beautiful little Sig P238, I love that gun too. Yeah, maybe you don't have a gun that day. You made a mistake. Maybe you just have a knife, or maybe you just have a flashlight, or hopefully you have all three. That's the concept of this video, is how to integrate the flashlight with the gun with the knife. Alright, now I'm going to sit down and my wife will videotape me and talk about these products. Then I'm going to go outside and specifically talk about the flashlights. Okay, let's move on to the next segment. Alright, what I want to do here is just give you some ideas in the worst case scenario if you were attacked, whether it's a carjacking or if you are going to an ATM machine trying to withdraw some money, or let's just say you're going for a walk. You're just going for a walk, walking your dog, and it's dark outside at night. What do? You know, if someone attacks you, if they're trying to purse snatch you, if they somehow they put a gun to your head, they pull a knife on you, what do? My point is, I think you should have some options. Options are always good. And that's why I do carry different types of weapons to protect myself. Whether it be a knife, a cold steel. This is an extra large Espada. Alright, and I'm going to talk more about that. I'm just showing you what I have here. This is a Raha 2. Beautiful blade. And then this is Recon 1, very famous now. A lot of these have been being sold, serrated. And then this is a Spartan. Fits perfectly in your hand, very comfortable, very easily accessible depending on, and think about where you put these blades, by the way. If you're sitting in your car and it's in your jeans pocket, just think about it. You can't get to it if you're being carjacked. Maybe you want to put it in your breast pocket or any other pocket that's easily accessible. My point is, I want you to realize there's other types of ways to defend yourself besides the gun, which is the #1 choice. I just want to give you ideas to think and how to conceal different products. Then we have an AK-47. Okay, this is not a review on the products so much, but just an idea of what to do if you are a victim. You might as well have different options. That's just me. That's what I do. I go out with my gun and I leave my knife at home, I feel naked. I go out with my gun and I leave my flashlight at home, I feel naked. And we're going to focus a lot on flashlights right now. Okay, these are the 4 blades that I think you should keep handy on you, or any blade. These are just some ideas. You should keep a blade handy in the spot that you can get to if you can't get to your gun or your flashlight. Let's talk about flashlights. I'll move these aside. Now, I have 3 flashlights here. We have a lot of flashlights we can talk about in the future. This is called the Fenix TK35. Very powerful, and I'm not going to quote the lumens because I can't memorize them all. I think it's 630. It's a car beam. It's extremely bright. You'll see here in a moment. But this flashlight, whether you do strobe or just you shoot someone in the eye, it's going to stop them in their path. So maybe a flashlight, depending on the situation, if it's just some thugs and they don't have a weapon and they're just trying to strong arm you, who knows? Who knows? Maybe a flashlight in the eyeball is just enough to give you enough time to gas it or get away or run away. I'm just giving you options. I think a flashlight of today's 2011, the caliber of these flashlights, the high technology, and how bright they are, it's a good Fenix TK45. Can you zoom in on that, please? Look how sweet that is. Now you strobe someone with this. I forget the lumens on this. It's just trust me. It's powerful. It's amazing. And I like to carry. It seems like a big package, but it's really not that bad. And this one in particular, what I like about it is it carries the AA batteries, so you don't have to always be getting those CR123s. And then another flashlight that I like is this one in particular, the Fenix TA21, because what it can do is just like that, and then you have this, if you can zoom in right there, real close. See that dot? That's solid beam, and then if the perpetrator is coming at you, you can keep it set at strobe, and I'm going to do this to you, so look away if it bothers you. Okay? Think of that as a defense option. So you have your gun, your first choice. Maybe you have your 380. Hopefully you can just use your gun and save your life. Maybe you got your 45. Use your gun, save your life. I'm just telling you that a flashlight in particular, or a knife in this video, are really good options. Or a flashlight simultaneously with a gun. Because we spoke recently about guns that have lasers and lights on them. How about having a gun in your right hand, if you're righty, and then an amazing flashlight with like 200-300 lumens in your left hand, strobing them, and you practice it. It's a pretty good system. I hope you grasp what I'm saying here, because I practice it. I actually run around my backyard and we talk about these zombie videos and the world coming to an end and bad economy and everyone getting real desperate is really what it all amounts to. What do you do if a natural disaster happens? I've been through it. I've been through Hurricane Wilma, and I never forget it. People what they would do. The people that your neighbors that you knew like for the last 3 years, and then all of a sudden a hurricane hits, and 1 week without power, 2 weeks without power, 3 weeks without power. All of a sudden, then you go to the gas stations, and there's no gasoline, and you can't get around, and people start getting weird, and people start getting violent. So how do you protect yourself? I mean, you don't want to just always be blasting people away, unless it has to save your life. A flashlight is something that you just want to just be cognitive of, that it's a good option. Now let's go outside. I'm going to show you the power of these flashlights. Thank you so much. Let's go outside. Hey, I'm in the pitch black. It's like 1 a.m. and this is as dark as it gets. I shut all the lights off. What I want to show you here against the wall is the Fenix TA21, which is an extremely powerful weapon if you use it properly. Okay, pitch black. Look at that. Small. This is a small flashlight. And what's so nice is with one little left hand touch to the, see that? You just switch there. Now that goes in somebody's eye, close up. This is a good idea for you. I'm just giving you ideas for self-defense. You can use this by itself. And the muzzle on this, I'm going to talk about that here in a moment when I show you the table one more time. The muzzle on this is like, I wouldn't want to be bashing the forehead with this. Now I'm going to show you against the wall the other two flashlights. And there's solid. And there's strobe. I'll put the lumens up in a bubble. Let you know the lumens on these flashlights. The modern day flashlights are amazing. Okay, let's look at the other one. Oh, by the way, what I realized here on the pitch black is you have to practice on how to turn these on and off and how to go from solid beam to strobe. Because when you're in a stressful situation or you're in the pitch black, it's not as easy as you might think. Some of them are easy, you just hit them from behind, and some of them are more difficult, like the TK35, you have to touch from the side. So I realized I'm going to practice that, walking around the pitch black, pulling it out of my pocket, and knowing exactly where that button is to deploy the light. Okay, let's go to another flashlight. See, right now, I honestly cannot see the button on this flashlight. So I have to practice with it. I'm glad I did this. Okay, here it is. Okay, this is, whew. This is the TK35. I know this one is 630 lumens. This is a car head beam, and I'll show you in a moment shooting across the whole yard. And now I'm going to show you another flashlight. These are very good self-defense weapons. Don't forget about flashlights. TK45. Now see, this one, the button's not in the back. And I have to feel with my fingers. If I'm under stress, it's going to be difficult to shine it. Okay? See, there it is. And this is the TK45. Practice holding these flashlights in the pitch black and grabbing them out of your pocket and then hitting the button, whether it's strobe or solid beam, or going back and forth. You need to be cognitive of how to turn them on and off. Now I'm going to show you some long distance shots. Alright, we're going to look at what's called a ficus tree. There's all different types of ficus trees, but this particular one is huge. It's probably, I don't know, 150 feet tall at least. It's huge. Now pitch black, the TK45, the one with the 3 bulbs on it. Watch how it brights it up. And that's a long distance away. I'll show you. See, here we are here. And then that is like a car head beam light. And that's far away. I don't know, that's about 1/3 of a football field. So that's about 100 feet, let's say. And look how bright that is. Imagine this being 6-7 feet in front of your face, or 2-3 feet. Now, the TA21, which is more designed for close-ups, like this. Barely see it. And as I go out, I lose it. So it's not going to reach 100 feet away. Now I'll show you the TK35. TK35 is awesome. Watch this. And these batteries are old, really. I didn't throw new batteries in it just to make a video. These are probably 6 months to a year old. I don't even know. I use these flashlights every day. And there's the distance from there out there. Look at that. I just want to give you an idea that flashlights are a pretty potent weapon. That's why police use them when they pull you over. I mean, they shine these in your eyes. You're blinded. Alright, let's go back to the table and we'll finish up. Just wanted to give you the idea of using a flashlight, a knife, alongside with your guns. The concept of this video was to basically tell you what I do. And I'm not saying it's right and it's the best way to do things, but I'm just telling you what I do. Maybe you can learn from it. We can share from our ideas. If you have any other ideas, please jump into the comments. Comment on my channel page and also with underneath the videos. But what I like to do is, if it's during the day, I like to have, of course, a firearm. My primary choice of self-defense. But you never know, you might need a blade. I'm telling you, these blades, the Revolutionary War was won by the blade, pretty much. And at night, when I go out, I have all three. If you ever catch me in person at night, and I do not have all three, then I welcome you to post it all across the world and say I'm a hypocrite or a liar. I'm just joking. But I do like to carry a high-end, whatever they are, 50, 80, I don't know what they cost, 50, 80, 100 bucks. But you need one good one. I mean, look at the muzzle on the front of this TA-21. That'll bash some heads in. That alone is a weapon. Alright? Now, also here on the table, I'll remind you of this. As far as the firearm, that same TA-21 is on that. That's SWAT 556. So please keep in mind that you should carry all three if it's legally available in your state to do so. I mean, there's so many people who are envious of the states who have good gun laws where we can carry all these different types of self-protection. So I take advantage of it. I got the knife, I got the flashlight, and I got the gun. And I think that covers it all. I want to leave you with one last minute discussing the NRA, and that's pretty powerful. Okay. Hey, now I'm going to talk to you about the NRA for a moment. As you know, you've seen my video. I flew all the way up to Philadelphia, then rented a car and drove 4 hours and 6 hours back because of the traffic, and went to the museum. That was an incredible experience. Got to meet some gentlemen there, some of the people who work there and what they stand for. What I want to tell you is, if you own a gun and you are not a member of the NRA, you kind of need to be. I'm going to be respectful here, because that is going to help me help you, and we'll talk about that more over the next 6 months. I just want to talk about the magazine. I love this magazine. I get it every month. It's called The American Rifleman. And let me show you something. It's kind of a coincidence, because I just spoke about ammunition, remember? And how I like the PDX-1. If you want to get a new Ruger, here's a whole detail for free. You get this. It comes every month. The Ruger SR 1911. Beautiful story. All the stats on it. Alright. And what I'm trying to get to is this. Remember I spoke about this ammo? The Winchester? It just came today. I'm like, oh, I wish I would have had this before I spoke about the ammo. This whole section is all about the Judge and Winchester's line of ammo. So, look at that. And how incredible that PDX-1 line is. So, I want to urge you to join the NRA. The link is on my channel. If you do join, please PM me. That American flag, respectfully place it somewhere. Please join the NRA. I have a link on there, but PM me and let me know that you did, so I can tell them, listen, I'm doing something, I'm making a change. I'll show you what else is on the table and I'll finish it up. Some tidbits I got from the NRA. The Second Amendment is what they stand for, and that's it. I want to leave you with a kind of nice thought saying, like I always do, thank you, and you know how much I care about all of you, from my heart.